What's good, YouTube, and welcome to the house. I don't know if we're on like our 4th or 7th variant of the Necros buyout post-Necros format, but every single time it had happened, it started to creep back down after time. But after this last buyout we had a bit ago, Valk has managed to stay up towards that $50 mark, and it's pretty surprising. Trishula also staying up towards $30. Bryonic, kind of one of the best cards here at 1850. So what's happening with this? I don't know if it's because, sure, it's at 3 in the OCG, it's the most hyped deck with the incantations. I don't see a lot of people playing past Necros format overall, so it's a little head scratching to see it stay up here, besides the fact that they don't have reprints. It is a somewhat popular format, but they're really sticking up there. Now, a card I suggested, though, when this buyout happened around $2.50, was our boy Herald of the Arclight. And there's a third version of Herald that a lot of people don't get to, because I think when you click Herald itself, the special edition doesn't come up along with it. You have to type it in. So we do see a couple cheaper copies here before it quickly reaches $5 as well. But overall, towards $5 on eBay. We have one from Canada at $4.60 before it's $5. This has solidly gone up over time. It was natural with low quantities and wanting to abuse it, say in Necros and in other ways, that it would be going up over time. So I do think it's a good call that if you did get yours then, it still might be a good call now, even at 5, looking at the incantations that are coming out. I really think incantations are great, and there's a particular attribute here that I really like, and that's Candle and Pencil Plume are both lights, which lend something to a really underrated ritual support card, in a sense, Zaborg the Mega Monarch, which is going to allow you, only when you're tributing by light. You can tribute some of this by tributing one tribute summon monster, but we're not doing that. We're tributing incantations. If this card is tribute summon, target a monster on the field, destroy it. Then if it was a light monster, so itself, both players send as many possible cards as possible from their extra deck to the graveyard, but not more than the original level or rank of that destroyed monster. But if it was tributed by a light monster, you choose your opponent's cards to send to the graveyard. So you're able to really turbo out your extra deck to the graveyard, which is what you want to be doing with this, but you definitely want to tribute a light so that you can go ahead, look through your opponent's extra deck, and then choose what you're sending out of there too, essentially ruining their strategy in a lot of decks, while also bolstering your own and getting just amazing pluses. I do think this is highly underrated for what it is, and looking at the prices, we actually see the NECH first edition being one of the cheapest listed, and it's only around 7. So in its kind of heyday, Caius the Mega Monarch was towards $18, way past its usefulness, but Zaborg actually has a high ceiling and potential with the incantations and ritual decks, yet it's sitting here relatively low, and it's gone up over time. It started at like $2, stuck to 5, stuck to 7. I really think we'll see this head towards Mega Caius prices in the future, and who knows when its reprint is on the horizon, as Caius randomly got one, but I definitely think you should be getting your Zaborgs sooner than later. I shouted that out on my Patreon feed already, and it sticks true in my mind that with incantations, natural lights being searched to field out of your deck without committing to your summon, you'll want to see Zaborg in a lot of your ritual decks if you're considering those decks. Next up, we do have Sunny Go Gaming. Just be aware that these are gone after October. $12 shirts up through XLs, and then I think it goes to $15. And $3 of your order goes towards charity for breast cancer. So definitely a great cause, amazing art. Again, my favorites are like this Draw and Standby and Main, but especially this Megalo one. Fan of the deck or not, it's still a really cool shirt. Multiple designs now if you've been missing out on that. So there is black and pink, and then pink and white ink. I really like a lot of them. They have the Troop Dupe one. I don't see Troop Dupe. Is it on the second page now? You got Trades, Troop Dupe Scoop. I took the Maxi Challenge. This would be fun for past format tabletop when we're playing too. So definitely a lot of amazing shirts and a great cause to support. Do check that out. 10% off with the code down below. Frankin-Trains. Yeah, they're a thing again. We got an amazing XCs for them. And a level 10 machine monster, really easy to summon, with you know, you're playing Switchyard already. An amazing way to pop on out of the hand is Malefic Cyber, and at worst, you got a 4K beater popping out of hand, which is more than a lot of the cards in that deck do, so easy to get out link material / overlay material, a really awesome card. I think we could see this going back up. It's been about a $9 card for a long time and then just sucked down over time. We see it towards $7, and over here on eBay also towards that $7 mark. It's been higher in the past, and just kind of over time, people forgot about it, people let it go. I think it's a pretty good overlay option, but it's not one that you necessarily need. It's just another option you can have that's really good. I mean, hey, board clear, this card, limiter removal, seems pretty good to me. Seems pretty good to me overall. But that's just me. Let me know what you think about this card in Rank 10 Trains. Widow Anchor's headed back up. This is an interesting one. I've seen it rising the past couple days. It was back down towards 22. I was pretty happy with that, as people were mostly playing it in pure Sky Striker, and Sky Striker, the engine, has kind of gone to the wayside where the deck is really dominant. And so it seems like a lot of people are getting Sky Strikers all of a sudden. I guess you have a whole month plus to play it before the next ban list is even available. And Engage is still sticking down towards 65. So I don't really know what's causing this to go up, other than, yeah, it's a shorter print card. The quantities are naturally low, yet there's still 37 prices listed. Just seems to naturally be going up over there. And it's up over here versus that 22 also. We see 25 before 28 quickly. So a new listing. It is mint condition. Nice to see, but it's headed up on both fronts. Do just be aware of that. I think the deck's really good, but I think it's also on a clock for being hit again personally. But you're always gambling when you're going with the FNL list, aren't you? Madolche Pudding says chocolate a la mode. Chocolat, my bad. It's up there, and we do see an independent seller quickly coming in before it's $18. I think you'll see these kinds of sellers pop up time and time again if you're actually trying to get yourself a copy and you're really that hyped about Madolches and didn't happen to already have this. But we do see it towards 18 and 20. It's kind of the card that I missed when talking about Madolches and the price spike, and that's because it's an Xyz that you can just stack on top of a rank 4, but you specifically do need Pudding Cess in order to get its really amazing effect. In my opinion, yeah, you probably want access to this if you're playing Madolches. Is it worth it? Nah, not at 18, not at all. Again, you'll see Frontline Games, good for you trying to make an actual sale with a first ed near mint copy here, under $10, and you'll see sellers come in like that trying to make more than it originally was, but also undercutting the rest of the market. You'll see that time and time again, I think, until this all the Madolche cards start lowering back towards where they were. I don't think you'll see this taking any of the top tables, but at the same time, a rogue option that got a lot better, I do think you'll see it played at least. Kaminari Attack, just reiterating what this is for and why you're seeing its price be at like $7 for the lowest near mints on both markets, almost towards 8. It's an instant fusion target that allows you to just put it on off for our big boy Thunder Dragon, and I think it's a pretty good tool in your arsenal to have if you are playing Thunder Dragons. Again, I don't think it'll be taking over the meta. I think it's a little overstated until we see the next FNL list, but it is still a really good deck. I've been testing against Altergeist. I get wins, I get losses. It seems to really go even with that deck. That's another deck kind of on the outside looking in, and versus the current meta, you really want / need to go first a lot of the time, so it's just a real tough situation coming into our current meta, but it has a high potential post FNL list. We'll see how that goes. They already did hit the deck in the OCG though, with hitting Gold Sark over there. Also, just talking about Thunder Dragons and looking at this, we see this around $5. There were sales on eBay for $7. I was pretty surprised at that, but the lowest is towards $5 here. Also, a big and far cry from when they were 60 cents when I first shouted this card out. But at this point, I have to wonder how many people are really going to continue to hollow out their deck this much and are going to be obtaining the new Thunder Dragon cards. Will this have the potential to go up? I think it's really a decent price where it is, but I never underestimate the ability of people to just go and buy out cards to have highest rarities. So some people consider that to be RP1. I think it's the holo from here. Although this can feel more prestigious, I like actual foil on my cards, and I think this has a really good look. So give it what you will. I think this is a pretty good price point for it. If you bought them to invest in, this is about the time to sell them. I don't think it'll go up too much more, but you never do know with the Yu-Gi-Oh! And its market. And I have a final tab here. All right, Soul Fusion. So many of you guys want me to continue to talk about this. I'm gonna wait for prices for after all the big boy vendors come out and have opening weekend. Like I said, you see trusted names here, like Pro Play Games even in the top 3 listings, yet it's still pretty dang juice over on TCG, and of course eBay's way cheaper than TCG Player right now. I just think everything's pretty inflated, and we'll see where things settle afterwards. And a post Yu-Gi-Oh! Singles world, there's not a lot of pressure for people to sell lower, especially on the market over here on TCG Player. And then eBay automatically seems cheaper for now. So go ahead and kind of search out, if you're just desperate to get the cards now, search out the best deals. But I think I would avoid trying to buy anything until, you know, can you wait till, you know, Saturday, Sunday, maybe a couple weeks next week. I think we'll see a lot of prices lower than, I can't see this staying up here. But then again, what do you guys think? You know, I want 3 of my Thunder Dragons. Like, yeah, I can see that as well. So people are really going to be pushing it, and a lot of people are excited to play it. Where do you think prices will go on Soul Fusion? That's more the discussion I want to have now, and then we'll see where it actually goes. But what do you think about the ritual support kind of going different places and suggestions I made today? What do you think? Do you think Madolches are a bit overhyped in terms of their pricing? I certainly think so. And what do you think about Widow Anchor going up here late in the format? Do you think it's just people are getting ready for their actual events where they need their invite / I think YCS Niagara is this weekend? What do you guys think is causing the drive on this? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed the discussion, give the video a thumbs up. And if you have disagreeing points, please do tell me in the comment section down below why. And subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, everybody.